Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about how to learn English on your own. In my previous videos, I've told you already how I learned English, and if you didn't watch those videos, I highly recommend you to do that. So as I said before, I started learning English at school and I had a very nice teacher. So when I finished school, I had intermediate level, and after that I improved to advanced by myself. How did I do that? I'm going to tell you in this video. First, before you start doing something, you have to ask yourself a question. Why? What's the purpose of doing that? If you don't have exact answer to this question, it may cause some difficulties. Because when you're about to take the action and you don't know exactly how it's going to change your life, well, you will not have enough motivation to do that. And this is, by the way, one really common problem that I hear from my students that, oh, I want to learn English, but I don't have motivation to do that. Well, motivation comes from the word motive. And motive, it's like reason, purpose. So you have to understand what exactly is your reason to learn English. Not because everyone speaks English and it's pretty popular language right now, so you have to speak it. What's exactly your purpose of doing that? For example, my answer to this question, why, was that I want to live better. You know, I was born in Moldova and I grew up there too, and it's a pity to say, but there aren't so many opportunities in my country. So since I was a child, I wanted to move abroad, I wanted to travel around the world and have a well-paid job. And I achieved all my goals because I had a plan. So you always have to think in advance about what you're going to do next, and those steps which you're going to take, they have to lead you to your goal. For me, for example, English wasn't my specific goal. It was like a tool which helped me to achieve my goals. I travel now because I speak English. I feel free and comfortable. I can just go anywhere, and I know that I'll be safe because I will talk to other people and will find, for example, the place to stay, or if I get lost, I can ask any questions and people will help me. So why do you wanna learn English? Write in the comments because I'm interested to see your answers. Second, after you understand your purpose and your intentions, you have to make a plan. If we talk about English, then a plan must consist of, first is understanding your current level. Let's say it's point A. So I'm pretty sure that right now you wanna ask me how I can understand my own level? Well, you can take some tests and to check it. Because right now, if you just open Google, you will find a lot of level tests of English. And I would recommend you to take not only one, but maybe 2 or 3 to be more precise. I usually have a trial lesson with my students before we start working together, because I can ask them a lot of different questions, and after that I look at their answers so I can understand what exactly they already learned, what they need to repeat, what they don't know, and after that I make a plan. But if you don't have a teacher, that's totally fine. Just do it by yourself, take some tests. Second point is understanding what exactly you want to achieve in learning English. For example, do you want to speak fluently, or do you want to master your business English, or maybe you want to learn medical English? You have to understand your destination because your way will depend on it, and those actions which you're gonna take, they have to lead you to your goal. 3. Set your deadline and make time for English. Time is crucial. It's the only one thing you cannot get back. And if you want to learn English, it means that you have to devote your time to it. Those people who speak English fluently right now, they spend a lot of time doing that. They've been learning, practicing, mastering their pronunciation as well. So a huge amount of time was spent toward this goal. In order to succeed in something, you have to do it regularly. Sometimes even every day. It has to become your habit. Learning and practicing English should be your daily habit. You can start with 15 minutes every day. And yeah, please don't need to say that you don't have 15 minutes. If you're watching this video or you scroll Instagram every day, you definitely have some time to invest in yourself, in your better future as well. You don't have time, you make time for those things which are important for you. Number 4. If we talk about learning English, it means that you have to focus on grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and there are also 4 important skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. As you can see, here are 7 things, and for example, you can divide them into 7 days of the week, if you want to, of course, because learning should be fun. You have to make that kind of plan for you, which you will enjoy. Let's discuss each point separately. First, grammar. So after you took a level test, you can understand what level you have right now, and let's say it's pre-intermediate. So you can open Google and find those grammar topics which you have to learn in order to improve your English. And let's say Monday is your grammar day. So let's choose present simple. Like you are learning how to make sentences in present simple, like positive sentences, negative questions as well. You take some tests, and the most important thing, you make your own sentences with the new grammar you learned. Like you make new sentences with present simple. For example, present simple is used for habits, routine, like those things which you do every day, and some general facts too. So here are my sentences. My name is Karina, I'm 23, I live in Indonesia, Bali. I love traveling and playing paddle. Some negative sentences, for example, I don't smoke. I don't like when people are watching my videos and they're not subscribed, so please subscribe. And a few questions as well, for example, what's your favorite book, or what kind of food do you like? So this is how you learn grammar, you use it. And the same with vocabulary. To learn a new vocabulary, you have to use it. One more common problem that I often hear is that, oh, I know a lot of words, I understand them, but when I start speaking, I don't remember any of them, and I just keep using the same words and again. Well, guess why it happens? Because you don't use those new words which you are learning. For example, you learned a new word, let's say consequence, like it's a result of an action, and now you make your own sentence with that. I'm the person who always thinks about consequences, or riding a bike without helmet can have serious consequences. And the more you repeat the word, the better you remember it. I think I'm gonna make one more video actually how to boost your vocabulary, but it's gonna be a bit later. Let's continue with pronunciation. When you learn new words, it's also important to focus on their right pronunciation, because if you mispronounce the word, the other person can not understand you or maybe misunderstand you, and in the end you'll have this conflict, so like you don't need that, right? One of my students once told me a really funny story that he was like confusing these two words, sheet and shit, and once he said to his boss, like, I ordered that shit, but he had to say the word sheet. And at this point, I want to recommend you a really nice app which will help you with your pronunciation. It's Elsa Speak. Learning with Elsa will not only be able to correct your pronunciation and intonation, but also will help you to improve your vocabulary, to learn some new sentences and phrases for your daily communication, and eventually you will increase your English spoken skills too. Elsa Speak currently has over 1,600 lessons and over 40 topics for you to practice, and great community features for you to learn from people all over the world. Let me show you how it works. So we open the app, we choose, I already found that lesson with short E and long E, like sheet and shed, so you can practice too. And let's see the first lesson. Here we can listen to the word
eat. It.
Okay, so which one is correct pronunciation? The first one or the second?
Eat. It.
Okay, looks like the first one.
Eat.
Let's check. Correct, it was the first one. And here is the sentence. I can listen to it first.
I ride the train every morning to get to school.
And now I can press the microphone to repeat the sentence and to check my pronunciation. Let's see how it works. I ride the train every morning to get to school. Okay, so here they can show me where I had my mistakes. And yeah, this accent was specifically made right now. Don't need to text me that I have Russian accent, because it was like joke, you know. So I mispronounced R and T and N as well. Let's try again. I ride the train every morning to get to school. Okay, now it's perfectly done. So below this video you can find my personal discount links. The first one is 85% discount on lifetime membership and 40% or yearly one. And the second one is free download and free 7-day trial. I highly recommend you to use this app because it's a great way to improve your English on your own without any teachers. Let's continue with listening. Listening is crucial because not only do you improve your vocabulary, but also you can see how native speakers use these words in the context. To improve this skill, I highly recommend you to listen as much as you can. YouTube videos, series, movies, podcasts, there are a lot of different kind of content which you can listen to. The most important thing is to enjoy it, so please choose those videos which you really like. For example, mine. I'm really interested in coaching and psychology, so I read and listen a lot. And not only do I improve my listening skills in reading, but I also learned something new about these topics which I like. So I can say that I killed two birds with one stone. Next, reading. It's also a great way to boost your vocabulary, and the same as with listening, you have to choose the book which you really like and you enjoy and you're interested to read. If, for example, you don't like reading, that's totally fine, then just listen more instead of that. There isn't only one right way to improve your English, there are different ways. And because we are all different people, we need to find different approaches to learn a language. So as for me, I really like reading, and this helps me to improve my vocabulary. I can see that after I read something, I can use like the same structure of the sentences, and I also use some words from the book. So it works for me. If it doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. Find a way which will work for you. It actually gave me a really good idea to make a video about like how to read books in English to improve the language. And by the way, if you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments so I can record videos. Next is writing. I personally love journaling. I do it almost every day, and it's a great way to combine your grammar, which you learned, with the vocabulary, and to put it into the nice sentences. You can write an essay or an article, and if you, for example, have some difficulties with your imagination, that's totally fine too. You can just start with like describing your day. For example, what did you do yesterday? You can write it down, and it's also a nice way to drill your past tenses, these verbs. They are like irregular verbs, second form of the verb, because you will be writing everything in the past. And last but not least, speaking. Majority of people who start learning English, they have as a goal is to speak it fluently. And by the way, I've never seen a person who really wanted to read and to translate something into the language. Like most students, they really want to speak. And guess what you need to do if you want to speak? Correct. Open your mouth. You can find a friend who also want to learn English and do it together, speak to each other, start with some maybe conversational phrases like hi, how are you? Because these kind of sentences and phrases you will use almost every day. Or if it's way too difficult, you can just start with naming all the objects which are around you. For example, like phone, laptop, table, and so on. There are a lot of different ways to improve your English, even on your own, and I also had a nice video about it, so you can check it out later. And the last point, which is very important too, is to track your progress and to praise yourself. You can make a checklist with those things you're gonna do to improve your English, and then after that, after you've done something, you just check the box and like you make a present for yourself. Like you learned, let's say your goal for this week is like to learn 50 new words, so you divide them to this, let's say 7 days, and like 7 words per day. Okay, it's 49, whatever. Then one day you will learn 8. So you did it, and then you're like, so good, I'm so well done. Yeah, I did it, I'm great. And like support yourself, because if you don't support yourself, no one will do that instead of you. You have to focus on those things where you succeed, not on those where you failed. If you made a mistake wherever, just forget about it and move on. Like learn from this mistake and keep going. And by the way, here's one more thing that I want to recommend you before we finish with this video. It's if you have some difficulties with making a plan, you can just take a textbook. For example, my favorite is American English File. I really like it because it has everything: grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, listening, reading, writing as well, and speaking. Like as I told you before, you can watch some previous videos and then use those tools I said to improve it. After you took the level test, you can definitely just get the textbook. They also have like the student book and workbook as well, and go through that book, because this is actually what I use in my school. I use some books and those materials which I know that like 100% give you result. I will also leave some links below this video so you can find really fast these textbooks. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can like it or dislike, whatever, and comment. I really love your comments. Thank you guys for supporting my channel and texting me so beautiful words. Every time I read them, I'm like, oh, you're so cute. I would love to hug you, everyone. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you find this video really helpful, and I wish you good luck with your English. I'm pretty sure that you will succeed in it because you're taking the right steps toward your goal. Have a great day and see you in the next video.